Hey guys, it's your man Blue Rapid. I have another one of my awkward but still funny stories for you guys today. So as many of you may already know, I used to live in Japan, to be exact, Okinawa, Japan, a tiny island a little off of the mainland Japan, which oddly enough had its own little tiny islands as well. So that was kind of weird, but hey, anyways, it goes without saying that that island is surrounded by water, and every so often we would go and venture into that said water. And in that said water, there's typically living creatures in that water, and I try to avoid pretty much most of them, because most of them are dicks. Some of them are not, but because the most are dicks, I avoid them all. That being said, at one point, my foot really started to hurt. Like if I walked for too long, my foot would hurt. If I hit something on a particular part of my foot, it would hurt. And my parents, being my parents, would try to act as if it's nothing, brush it off until I complained about it too much and they took me to the hospital. The doctor decided, I'll give you an x-ray. Let's see what's going on in that foot. What they found puzzled us all for that matter, but it was very, very strange. If you look closely, you can see a little speck inside of my foot, right where it hurt. So obviously it was the cause of the pain, but they weren't sure what it was. First thought was, it's a bone. It just happened to break off and it's just causing me discomfort. Second thought was, which they were pretty certain was the case, was that it was a sea urchin needle. I happened to step on it and break it off and do nothing about it. My dad was there with me, and he and I both agreed no one in this family has balls big enough to just go, oh, I seem to have stepped on a sea urchin needle. Let me break this off and not address it to anybody for the longest time. Because yeah, nobody in my family would have ever thought, you know what, this isn't a bad thing. Let me just leave it in my foot. Needless to say, we were not 100% certain as to what it was, but the doctors were certain that it would eventually fade away. Fast forward a few weeks, we are in mainland Japan to climb Mount Fuji, the biggest mountain on Japan. I know it's not the biggest mountain ever, but it's a pretty well-known mountain that a lot of people climb. There's people who do it just for the fitness of it, which blows my mind, honestly. Now, on our way down the mountain, my mom unfortunately got us lost. Now, on our way down the mountain, there are two different paths. Well, there's two different paths to go up and down. There's a yellow path and a red path. Now, when you're going down, it's all the same path, but then there's like some markers to say this is the red path and this is the yellow path. My mom calls up the guide and tries to figure out which way we're supposed to go. I say we go one way because it looks like that's where it is. Like that, I'm like, hey, look, there's a yellow path. And my mom is like, we'll call and ask. Now, we have a map. And it's like we went up this way, and then you go down a little bit, and then there's a little thing going down this way, and then this way. The other side of the mountain. The other side. And so, we're facing down the mountain, and the tour guide goes, you go right. But to my mom, we're facing this way, so right to her is like this. All right? So, we start going down the wrong side of the mountain. It didn't help that my friends that I was going with, was going down the mountain with for a little bit. I had to use the bathroom, and they just ditched me. Thank God my parents were slow, because my dad has a bad knee. He had to get his knee replaced, actually, a little while ago. So, we're going down the mountain. We're going down the mountain when she comes. We're going down the mountain. We're going down the mountain. We start asking the employees or the workers there to figure out if we're going down the right way. At this point, my foot is starting to really, really hurt because of the said sea urchin needle. And my mom finds out we were going down the wrong way. We tried climbing up because it would cost like $200 in Japanese money that we don't have to get around the mountain to get to the bus where our tour guide was. And like we said, we didn't have that money. So we had to try to hike back up a steep mountain with my dad's bum knee and my foot having a sea urchin needle inside of it. My mom says, just screw it. We're going to go down. We're going to try to find a way to the bus. Now, to go back down the mountain, on that side anyways, there's a slope, like a 45-degree angle of just solid dirt and gravel. Why? Why they thought, hey, you know what, this would be a great idea. This would be great. People would love to climb this. I will never know. because it made no sense. This slope, literally you put your foot in it and it goes down a little bit. Who in their right mind would try to climb up it? I don't even know. But it was there. And we talked to the guides and they said, oh, it's about 90 minutes to get down the mountain. Yeah, if you're flying like a bird. It took us like 2 to 3 hours to eventually get to the bottom of the mountain. And then we had to find a cab to take us. Realize we've been hiking, I want to say 15 to 19 hours. This was a long trip. At this point, the sea urchin needle is becoming one with me. I'm slowly becoming half man, half fish. Now, I tell you this story to tell you I am now officially a mermaid. I want to be regarded as a mermaid because I am now part fish. Be in awe of my greatness. The funny thing is, when we were going down the mountain, the whole entire time my mom is apologizing because of the fact that my dad and I are both in excruciating pain, and it's partially her doing. Just saying. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this story. If you did, make sure you press that like button and share with your friends so that they can enjoy it too. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now Tumblr so you can stay up to date on all my activities, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, or just random stuff to make you guys laugh. You know that's what I'm here for. So hopefully I'll see you guys next time, but until then, deuces.